Welcome to Puerto Rico English News, the only English-speaking broadcast of local Puerto Rican news and entertainment. Please subscribe. Keep us alive.
Saturday, November 27th, 3 earthquakes were reported on Saturday night in the southern zone in less than an hour, the largest of them with a magnitude of 3.4. They were recorded as follows: 3.3 magnitude, 9 kilometers depth; 3.5 magnitude, 9 kilometers depth; 3.3 magnitude, 9 kilometers depth off La Parguera, Lajas, Puerto Rico. No damage or tidal wave was reported on shore.
Saturday, November 27, Orvocovis, Puerto Rico. The police are investigating the circumstances in which a man died and another was injured when the car in which they were driving fell off a cliff, on Highway 566, kilometer 4.1, in the Los Mercados sector, Saltos neighborhood, in Orvocovis. The names of the passengers or details of the event are not available at the time of this broadcast.
Saturday, November 27th, Carolina, Puerto Rico. The body of a 20-year-old man who had been reported kidnapped last night, Saturday, in Carolina, was found on the side of the highway in the La Central neighborhood, in Canavanas, Puerto Rico. The body was found by relatives on the side of the highway in the La Central neighborhood, having been killed by gunshot.
Thursday, November 25th, the president of the Association of Mayors, Luis Javier Hernandez Ortiz, demanded an accurate and forceful plan from the police to stop the criminal violence which continues to increase. Sunday, November 28th, Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. The police are investigating 2 murders reported within an hour apart at dawn this past Sunday in separate incidents in Rio Piedras. At this time, the victims have not been identified. There are 560 murders so far this year in Puerto Rico. Also, in Bayamon, Puerto Rico this past Sunday, a burning body was found by a citizen who was walking at about 4 a.m. on PR 829, kilometer 1.7 inland, in the Los Gavios sector of the Buena Vista neighborhood, in Bayamon, the police reported. And Saturday, November 27th, the body of a 20-year-old young man who had been reported kidnapped in Carolina, was found on the side of the highway in the La Central neighborhood, in Canavanas, Puerto Rico. And Friday, November 26th, an individual opened fire against agents of the Humacao District Special Division while they were traveling in an undercover vehicle. The incident occurred on Highway 785 in the Canabanchito neighborhood in Caguas, Puerto Rico. The president of the Association of Mayors of Puerto Rico, Luis Javier Hernandez Ortiz, also emphasized the importance of increasing pay for police officers as the employment and application numbers are decreasing.
Bonito Island, November 28th, the United States Coast Guard reported this past Sunday the rescue of 27 migrants, mostly Haitians, who were stranded on Bonito Island after the boat in which they were traveling broke down. They rescued a pregnant woman and 26 other illegal immigrants stranded on the island. The complex operation included several people having to jump off a cliff.
Monday, November 29th, Santurce, Puerto Rico. Police agents are investigating today, Monday, a double murder reported this morning on Los Angeles Street, in Santurce. The event occurred around 5 a.m. near the Sports and Recreation Department. The victims have not been identified.
Monday, November 29th, Dorado, Puerto Rico. Authorities are investigating the murder of a man during the early hours of Monday in the Hardens neighborhood, in Dorado. The victim has not yet been identified. November 29th, Vieques Island, Puerto Rico. Yarelis Gonzalez Lanzo, 35 years old, was found murdered, bound and gagged in a residence in Vieques. The authorities will interview the partner of the woman, the police confirmed. The brother of the victim identified her.
November 29th, the Secretary of the Department of Health, Carlos Mellado, announced this Monday that they are analyzing imposing new restrictions on some travelers who arrive in Puerto Rico due to the threat of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. They are considering requiring quarantine for some travelers arriving in Puerto Rico, as the scientific community expects to take 2 weeks to obtain definitive information on transmissibility, severity and other characteristics. The fears regarding this variant of the COVID-19 virus appears to be its ability to mutate and proliferate. A 4-year-old girl from the Bayamon region is the most recent fatality of COVID-19 in Puerto Rico, the Department of Health reported this Sunday. The child had various pre-existing conditions and was not eligible for the vaccine. Puerto Rico reports 222,000 cases and 3,269 deaths to date from COVID-19.
Monday, November 29th, Medtronic, the medical device manufacturing company with the largest presence in Puerto Rico, announced that this week it will hold 2 job fairs, with the objective of filling more than 700 places at its plants located in Uncos, Ponce, and Villalba. The first will be on Tuesday, November 30th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Wilnelia Merced Activity Room in Caguas, Puerto Rico. Meanwhile, on Friday, December 3rd, another fair will be held at the same time but at the Ruben Rube Hernandez Coliseum in Gurabo, Puerto Rico. Attendees are asked to come with documents such as a resume, academic evidence, identification, and a social security card. The minimum requirements are high school diploma, proficiency in Microsoft Office, and availability to work different hours. For more information, interested persons can call the number 787-264-2400 or 787-733-6110.
Monday, November 29, Humacao, Puerto Rico, Leslie Pagan Diaz pleaded guilty on Monday to the murder of her 2-year-old son, Dylan Caleb Vega Pagan, whose skeleton was found near a river in Humacao in September 2020. The minor's stepfather, Jose Santiago Maime, also made an admission of guilt and was sentenced to only 15 years in prison, after accepting an agreement with the prosecution to testify against Leslie Pagan Diaz.
San Juan, Puerto Rico, November 29, more than 7 months after a new trial was ordered against her, the defense of the former director of the Labor Development Administration, ADL, Sally Lopez, informed the United States District Court in San Juan that they reached an agreement with the Federal Prosecutor's Office. The court scheduled a guilty plea hearing and sentencing in December, 7 months after a panel of the Court of Appeals in Boston annulled the guilty verdict for her alleged role in the Anadia Hernandez Perez scheme. The former director of the Labor Development Administration was convicted in 2016 for her part in the corruption and bribes case filed against the former Popular Democratic Party collector, Anadia Hernandez Perez. It is alleged that government contracts were granted in exchange for money.
Rio Grande, Puerto Rico, with a view of the beach and the rhythm of the music, the Miss World 2021 candidates danced and showed their enthusiasm as a theme song of the international pageant played. The Miss World Pageant will be held next month, Thursday, December 16 at 7 p.m. in Puerto Rico. Aryam Díaz Rosado, crowned Miss World Puerto Rico 2021, will be representing Puerto Rico this December.
Meanwhile, in Israel, Michelle Colon Ramirez is expected to represent Puerto Rico in the Miss Universe pageant Sunday, December 12. Although Israel has announced travel restrictions from all countries, the Minister of Health has granted waivers from the Miss Universe contestants. One contestant has tested positive for COVID-19, but the report has yet to specify whether it is the Omicron variant or which contestant tested positive. Several beauty queens have announced boycotting Miss Universe this year as part of showing their strong disagreement of Israeli aggressive and human rights violations toward Palestinians. Multiple beauty queens have so far revealed that they are not competing in the beauty pageant contest because it's taking place in Israel's Eilat this December. Miss Greece Rafael Plastira has announced yesterday that she is missing this year's competition. The grandson of former South African President Nelson Mandela, Nkosazana Mandela, released a statement last week calling on all former Miss South Africa winners to boycott the beauty pageant in protest of the occupation and cruel treatment of Palestinians at the hands of the Israeli apartheid regime. Furthermore, he also called on all other African countries including Kenya, Cameroon, Ghana, and Nigeria to boycott the apartheid Israel Miss Universe pageant. Other contestants to boycott are Miss Malaysia and Miss Indonesia.
3 Puerto Rican entrepreneurs star in the latest Lancome campaign with their stories. Francis Estrada, Morari Peña and Leslie Vega seek to empower other women. Every woman has the potential to achieve the goals that are proposed, and with this idea in mind, the multinational company L'Oréal, through the new campaign of its fragrance idol Orida Lancome, seeks to share the stories of those who have achieved their goals, in order to motivate those who dream with humility.
Here's your 7-day weather forecast. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Help us survive.